So today I come to you to do my 2 week update slash piercing healing experience slash minor cleaning tutorial of my first part of my double four helixes. I'm getting one at a time because after I got my first one, I had the intentions of the second, but kind of painful, so I'm gonna hold off and let one heal before I get to the next one. But I'm gonna let you get a look before I get started. So, my piercing experience. I do have a video on my page of me getting my four helix done. It's kind of crazy because it was super painful and I look crazy. If you see me get my tongue pierced, I have that one on my page too, and I was total composed because total difference. You would think your tongue hurts the worst, but no. This one, doozy. So, and I can say that because I do have my both of my traguses done. I have my tongue pierced, of course, and I've had just regular cartilage piercings. I'm a 90s child, so the cartilages were super in then. And I had my industrial done on this ear. You can see, if I can get my camera right, you can see the little bump right there of where it was. It was super terrible. It actually left like an ugly dent in my ear right here. So industrial didn't work. Super cute, super fail. So that didn't work. So piercing experience. It was, of course, painful, but it makes this crazy noise. If you have your traguses done, you know that when it comes to the back, it makes like a type sound, and when you get your tongue, it does the same thing. It makes that ugly pop sound when it comes out the bottom. But this, from start to finish, makes like nails on chalkboard type noise. Like it's like, and that kind of freaked me out and gave me. I didn't like that. So that didn't go too well. And I bled a whole lot. I've never bled from piercings like I bled from this one. It was like blood like all up in here. When it was time to clean it that night, it took me 30 minutes at a minimum because every little movement I would make on it hurt. And you don't realize that your muscles of your ear are connected to your face. Some people can move their ears, but I've never been able to, so I've never realized that your muscles are super connected. Like the next day when I went to work and I would smile, it moves your ear, so it will make it hurt. Or if I turn my head this way, it pulls the muscles that made it hurt. FYI, if you're planning to get it, so you know that's gonna do that. That's normal. I didn't know it. I had to Google it because I had no clue, and it stays sore. Like my traguses were only hard to clean maybe like the first 2 or 3 days, but this for at least a good week and a half. It just maybe recently in the last 3 or 4 days, the cleaning has been easy. Like my whole ear will be red up here. It'd be like leaking. It start bleeding, and that's another thing. My other piercings, after the first day of like bleeding a little bit, like after the next morning cleaning, it would bleed overnight, and that'd be done. But this one, it bled like I know the good first 3 or 4 days after cleaning, it still bleed, and I had to call my piercer because I was like, I've never had a piercing to like bleed the way this one was bleeding. Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, is it getting infected? Like, what's going on with it? But because of the location and things and the thickness of your cartilage, it is prone to like bleed for a few days after you get it pierced. So it's not abnormal or anything you're doing. It's just part of the healing process. So I had to. This was before I got my industrial, before I've had any of my other piercings. So I had a bad piercer also. I got it done by an apprentice. So if you're gonna get something done by apprentice, you need to ask how long they've been doing the apprenticeship. I'm not saying, and consider what you're getting too, because if he's an apprentice and it's like his second day and you're getting your lip done, I mean, I don't think that's really a big deal. But I was getting my industrial done, and he had to like have the other piercer help him, and they were like pushing it through slow, and it took like an hour for him to do it. And I really think that, and he didn't give me any kind of care instructions. Those two things put together, it was a recipe for disaster. So it didn't work. I was never cleaning it. I cleaned it like maybe once a day, and I didn't know that you cleaned it like 3 times a day, and I was never told what I was supposed to use to clean it. So, like when you get a sore throat and your mom's like gargle salt water, like hot water and salt, table salt, I was cleaning it with that, and I think that was like making it infected, and it gave it those big old ugly bumps on it. So I learned you need to find a place that does good piercings and is in your price range, and you stick with them. And I have gotten all my piercings from Lucky 13. If you're in the Richmond, VA area, Lucky 13 is good prices, good customer service. They tell you how to clean your piercings, they walk you through your piercings. If you have questions about what it's going to be like, they'll answer it. If you have like 30 piercings you're considering and you want to ask them about all of them before you choose, they'll kindly and politely answer those. And that's what I like. And I've gotten tongue traguses, this done there. And I've had one of my traguses done twice because the barbell fell out at night and it closed. And I've had my tongue pierced twice, and I've got them done twice there. So it's not just these few. I've had multiples done there, and I really, really, really love them. And they explain to me how I'm supposed to care for it after. If I have questions, I can call and ask. They'll change my piercings for free if I've gotten them there. I really love them. So Lucky 13, West Broad, Richmond, VA area, love them. So that was my piercing experience, and how it is. It's after 2 weeks, it doesn't really hurt anymore. It doesn't bleed. It does have a little pain depending on how I clean it, but for the most part, it's just like cleaning another piercing. It's really easy to deal with. It was just like those first week and a half getting through is the hard part. So yeah, and you can use like that H2O ocean or whatever that stuff is that comes in the blue bottle with like the mermaid on it to clean it. But I've never used that stuff, so they also give me the option of using like sea salt and water, but I find that kind of hard to do, and I don't want to mix it every time I'm doing something. If I'm out all day and I need to like travel with my cleaning things, I want something I can use. So they also gave me the option of using sterile saline all-purpose solution. Don't use like it with anything added. I use the Kroger brand because I love Kroger brand things. They're really like good quality things for good prices. So I use this. Make sure you use the sterile all-purpose. It's good. And I also use their Q-tips because they come in pretty colors. And I'm of course a pink girl, so I get the ones with the pink on it. They're super cute. And yeah, I use that. And another thing, when you get it done, I don't know if I said this already, but it is going to bleed for a few days. So that is normal. None of my other piercings have bled like that, but this one has. So it's a bleeder. But after about a week and a half, it'll stop bleeding when you clean it and things. So I'm going to show you how I clean it. First, I take my lovely Q-tip, my lovely saline solution, and I get the tip saturated, completely saturated, because you don't want that dry part scraping across your fresh piercing, because that's gonna hurt. It's not gonna feel great. So I get it saturated, and I clean the front. And I always clean when I wash my hair in the shower. I always clean it right after I get out the shower. I clean the front. And I don't use the same side that I clean the front on to clean the inside. I always use the other side. I never let the front side that has touched the front touch the inside on the inside on the outside. It's like, to me, transferring germs. So I try to keep that separated. And I get the inside, which is crusty, which will hurt. So if it's super crusty, I usually like dab. I'll get it like super wet to where it's kind of dripping, and I'll drip that extra drip in it so it can like, see, I got that drip. And I'll insert it, let it sit for a minute. Give it a few minutes, and then I'll take the other side, Get right up in there. Should have softened it, which it has. And I make sure if I see like any kind of like yellow, any kind of discharge, I'll continue to clean it because I want to get every last germ that has been on it overnight off of it, because those bumps, you can get those bumps that come off, get on there off, but it's going to take a few months and it's not going to look good until then, and it's going to still be sore and it slows down the healing process. So I try to clean it sometimes 4 times a day. You can over clean a piercing, but I'm pretty sure an extra one cleaning a day won't be over cleaning it. And I don't like 4 times every day. If I've like hugged people and their hair touches me or their face with makeup, I wear makeup, but I try to like cheek to cheek, not like cheek to ear hug. So I try to like, if somebody hugs me with makeup on, I try to like wash it. Or like when I stay at somebody's house or my boyfriend's house, and I try to like ask to have the pillowcases changed, because I change my pillowcases every night with a fresh piercing, because once it's like laid on the pillow or your face, anything's laying on the pillow, it's like rubbing old dead skin and things on your pillow, so that'll get in your new piercing too. So yeah, that's pretty much how I clean it, but it takes a few minutes for me to clean because I'm an over cleaner. I've had a difficulty with a piercing, and I love piercing, so I try to make sure my piercings heal right, feel right, do right, look right. It sounds weird, but yeah, that's really what I try to do. And I really was considering getting my industrial done again, but the PSA advised against it because it didn't turn out right the first time. Sometimes your body's, it might have not been the apprentice. Sometimes, your body's just not made for a piercing. You may want it, but your body's like, whoa, this is not for you. So sometimes you just gotta chalk it up to your body chemistry. And I'm trying to get all of these 4 helixes done before my hair grows all the way back. Because I really do think that was a factor too. If you have long hair and it's like hanging down in your piercings and stuff, you're more likely for it not to work for you. You're gonna need to like wear your hair up and things. And I had long hair before chemotherapy. I never wore my hair up. Like, it was long hair, so you want to wear it down, let it blow in the wind. So while my hair is growing back and it's not like hanging over my ears, I'm gonna try to get these 2 done and that one right there too. So I think it's all the way clean. If like the last Q-tip was clean, so I do like one more time, one more to make sure it's gonna stay clean. Sometimes I put, cause it's in an odd spot. It's like right over this little knob right there. So I know sometimes I might be like missing a spot. So I really try to get it. Okay, so I think it's clean. And it's looking beautiful. So that is my cleaning tutorial slash piercing 2 week update experience on my forward helix, and I hope this will help you guys. If you have any questions or comments or anything, they're more than welcome. I will be glad to answer them. And yeah, I will maybe do a month or probably a month and a half. So it's not as exciting as a tongue piercing. It doesn't like show a whole lot of progress day to day like my tongue piercing did. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys later.